I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. You know, it just keeps getting weirder, doesn't it?
DHS is considering a reality show where immigrants compete for expedited citizenship.
If a year ago you would put all your money on total chaos, corruption, and stupidity, today you'd be raking in the chips. There's just no rules anymore. The president just took an airplane from Qatar.
I think it's a great gesture from Qatar. I appreciate it very much.
An airplane that they don't want because of how expensive it is to maintain and store. It's too big to land at a lot of airports. So Qatar, a country, by the way, that in the past has supported Hamas, Al-Qaeda, and a diet rich in saturated fats, yeah, they're also terrorizing aortas too. Now Qatar has come around and has stopped or arrested some terrorists. Okay, they're better now. But they still allow people that finance terrorism to operate freely in their country. So they're still kind of terrorist adjacent, as it were. But yeah, Trump, cool plane. Trump says the plane was given to the Air Force. But when he leaves, he gets to take it for his library. Trump's library, by the way, will be one drawer in a nightstand because he's banned all the books. It's also weird to have a library for a dude who, frankly, can't read.
Am I supposed to read it right now?
Yeah, please do.
Perhaps you'd like to say what that very important paragraph.
Yes.
This week, he had the South African president, Cyril Ramaphosa, over to the White House, and he QAnon the living hell out of him.
Over whether genocide is taking place in his country. Trump then played a highly edited video showing unsubstantiated claims of genocide against white South African farmers.
Trump says there's a white genocide in South Africa, that the Afrikaner Party is oppressed and white farmers are being murdered and then turned into scarecrows. Okay, I added that last part.
You do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can
and then
take
when
land.
they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No.
And none of it's true. In fact, the agriculture minister in the White House was an Afrikaner. So the white farmers are being killed, yet the guy in charge of those farmers for the country is a white farmer. So if that means if it's happening, it's cracker on cracker crime at best, at worst. It's a fragile, pathetic, pasty-ass white man whining that he's being oppressed. Why are all these psychos who think they're the master race, the most crybaby bitches, these tantrum toddlers constantly complaining about how the white man is oppressed? Well, in South Africa, the white man owns 70% of the farmland.
More than half of all farming land here is owned by white South Africans. They make up 7% of this population. 64% of boardrooms are white.
And you masked up cosplay Nazis running around my country, worried my rights are being violated. God, you honky victim bitches. Well, from personal experience, as the most white man who has ever lived, I'm 40% English, 40% Scottish, 11% Irish, 3% Welsh, 3% Finnish, 2% German, and 1% paper plate. I can tell you, the white man is fine. We aren't being oppressed. We are not being held back. And I know that because I'm a DF student, and I do pretty good. I do have trouble figuring out tip percentages in restaurants, but that's a math issue. In fact, if you think stopping any other race from getting the same shot as you alabaster assholes think is your birthright, then you aren't the master race. You are a weak, coward, ignorant pussy, which is short for pusillanimous, which means coward. You think you're the master race, but can't compete with anyone of another race?
They took our jobs. Yeah, they're down.
That's pretty weak shit, bro. Weak. And you say that there's no white privilege? Really? I'm sorry. The dumbest daughter coveting 34-time convicted daddy's boy racist rapist, a man who has failed at an airline selling steak, water, vodka, stolen from children's charities, and has been bankrupt 6 times. A white man who, if he was any other race with his criming, would be working on a chain gang in an alligator-filled swamp in Louisiana. So please, you fragile white punks, read a book, get a degree, learn to weld. But you take responsibility for your life not working out because it's your fault. Because people, your skin gave you a get out of jail, get out of poverty, get out of oppression, and not get randomly shot by the police card. No one is oppressing white men anywhere. You're actually a Caucasian embarrassment. Stop doing meth. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. God, man, I'm so tired of when did we get these fragile bitches to running our country? I don't get it at all, man. And you know what? You know damn well it came from Elon Musk. Elon Musk would be like, my father says that we're being oppressed the whole time. You mean the people that were oppressing the entire population of South Africa? God, I hate white people.
answer you. I know that you're not acute trauma because that's a single event. Chronic trauma, repeated or prolonged exposure to distressing events that make it difficult for the individual to feel safe, such as ongoing abuse, bullying, domestic violence, or living in a home with high levels of violence.
Wait, this is all one?
Yeah, that's one.
Or
Okay.
complex trauma. Typically, complex trauma exposure includes simultaneous or sequential occurrences of mistreatment, such as emotional abuse, neglect, sexual
didn't count
abuse,
those, but yes.
physical
I didn't have
abuse,
sexual abuse.
physical abuse,
Yeah, ding.
or
Okay.
witnessing domestic violence that
Yes.
are chronic
Yep.
and began in early childhood.
Yes.
Yes.
That's one? That's only one?
That was only the first two?
That was complex. The other one is acute trauma, which is a single event, like an accident or a sudden loss.
Oh.
That I mean, you guys
No,
have
no,
all.
All ours is complex because it was a
We had all of
decade
those.
plus.
We had all those. And
Interesting that you thought
and
that
so
you
many
had
different
chronic, but
levels.
you did, and I think you had.
Hi, everybody. Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. We are actually trying to figure out who's more effed up, and Ken and I win.
We're trying to identify your types of trauma.
With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There can be only one.
I have, it's just as the Armageddon update said, it keeps getting weirder. It's just
It's outlandish.
I saw today. So here's the thing. You have to understand that like the Oval Office is now an ambush. Like so he did it to Zelensky.
Yes.
He did
To the press.
to the press. Oh my God, he went off on the press today. But to go after the South African president today was just he made up something. They had a video ready.
Yeah.
So he ambushed the guy.
Yes.
So guy comes in. He's bringing because Trump is saying that the white farmers in South Africa, the Afrikaners, are being oppressed. He called it a genocide. You know, by the way, it's so offensive that I have to laugh. Like, really? So, first of all, the white African farmers own 70% of the farmland. In fact, the government of South
Say that
Africa,
again? The white farmers own
70% of the farmland in Africa,
Wow.
in South Africa. So, because that was apartheid and stuff, and I'll tell you a story about apartheid, how apartheid happened. When I was over there, I asked the guy at a radio station one day what happened. Anyway, so this guy shows up and he's being cool to Trump. He's I'm watching a little bit, and Trump goes, "Well, there's a genocide going on, and the white people are being killed." And the guy goes, "No, it's not. The white people are not being killed. No, that is not. There's a lot of crime, but it's not white or black. It's every." And he goes, "Oh, hold on. Guys, can I get the lights, please?" And he shows a movie. He shows a movie, and it's like some QAnon over the top,
AI generated him on it.
No, and there was like a drone shot of this thing with and Trump's like, these hundreds of people, there's hundreds of gays. See those white things? Those are crosses. That means dead people. Like and so they're trying to paint the South African government because Elon's from South Africa and his father's a horrible racist Nazi fuck.
Yep.
And so they're trying to pay it, and this guy goes, "Well, I brought two golfers and the agriculture minister, who's a white Afrikaner,
Right?"
And I'm just like, and it just we're a fucking laughing stock, and nobody's
I
going to
am
come
like
to the.
way more upset. Well, other than the plane and all the other crime going on about, I was just saying this to you that.
Oh, we'll get to the Cuomo. We'll build to Cuomo.
Yeah, I need to say I'm mad about it.
Yeah, let's.
DOJ, he has weaponized the DOJ.
Remember what he said?
In the way that he said Biden
The Biden
did
is
and
weaponizing
didn't.
the DOJ, and I was supposed to do that first.
He's going after Andrew Cuomo because he's leading the mayoral race in New York City, and he wants, what'd you call him, Captain Crime?
Captain Crime, Captain, yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, well, Mayor Adams was the most corrupt, literally was about to go to prison for corruption, and Trump's DOJ dropped the charges
And now
on him.
are launching an investigation into what Andrew Cuomo did during COVID.
Yeah, during COVID, because
that he already lost his job for.
Right, because he's shredding Adams in the polls, shredding Adams. So what Trump has done, and this is what's happening. He's also arrested. They arrested a judge, got arrested and charged. They because she went against him. Then there was one of the representatives got arrested
for protesting outside of an ICE facility.
Mayor got arrested and charged. He didn't protest. They just walked in to look at. They have the right. By the way, they have the right to walk and inspect anything in their state.
But what he's doing is normalizing this.
Right.
Aren't they now asking people at the border, like if you come in from on a flight, to check your phone to see if you have anything negative about Trump?
Yes.
We are beyond.
Yeah, no,
we are
no.
beyond dictator.
Yeah, we're that's what I started saying this last week. There is no gonna. If we don't stop it, it will. We are fucking here.
Yeah.
That's the other thing with the Oval Office. If it's an ambush,
Yes.
if it's something he wants to control or somebody he wants to oppress. But it's got fucking chocolates on the bed. If it's another dictator that comes in, then
or
it's just
Kid Rock dressed as what did you say? What did you say? Pride, Evil Knievel. You called him. He called Kid Rock Pride, Evil Knievel.
I'm gonna have to cut that because
No, you're
I
not.
don't have a problem with.
You're leaving it. No, we're just saying no. Every gay man in the world be go, that outfit's amazing. Are you Spangly?
Yes.
It's
Liberace.
no, every gay man would have seen Kid Rock in that and go, I need that. I am marching. That's what would have happened. So we have it's all fucking crazy.
And he's attacking Springsteen. You did a
Oh my
Armageddon
God.
update, and Oprah and
Beyonce.
He's going to
Beyonce.
investigate.
He's
them?
going to investigate them all because they were paid. They were paid to perform for Kamala. Well, here's the problem. It's actually not illegal. Wait, they have to pay them a fee.
Right.
With
So
a
it's
fee.
not
It's not a
trade
campaign
for,
donation. What would it cost to give Beyonce? A lot of money. Well, Beyonce took $170,000. Now to give Beyonce gets $1 million a night.
Yeah.
So she still got a deal. Springsteen, I think, got $76,000 to just perform. But again, Springsteen didn't want any money. Springsteen just sold his Cadillac for $500 million. Springsteen don't need money.
The pink one?
Oh,
Cadillac.
He
Should I
said
say
Cadillac, didn't he? Because I
Catalog.
was like, he had a
Catalog.
car worth $500,000.
Catalog.
500.
Oh, catalog.
You
I thought you said
moron.
Cadillac.
You did.
I speak very fast.
And
That's
then
why we were both
I was like,
like
the pink
First
Cadillac?
of all, no. Bruce Springsteen would never sell his Cadillac.
Okay.
He'll sell his music, but he's not selling his Cadillac.
Does he have a Cadillac?
I think he did. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I
Anyway.
haven't heard that song in a while. Pink Cadillac is such a good song.
Pink Cadillac.
Just will see, putting it at her, hard and hurty he. So Springsteen doesn't need the money. So then, it's a law. It's actually a law.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg got paid to DJ at Trump's thing. Kid Rock got paid.
Right.
He called
What's the
it
difference?
all caps, of course, major and illegal campaign contribution. He's going to call for a major investigation into this matter. This was True Social. This was after he heard what Trump said about him on May 14th before his concert in Manchester, which was actually really eloquent. It's very
beautiful.
Springsteen, really
It's
He called
happening
him
now.
In
Yeah.
response to that really beautiful speech, well thought out,
well written.
Trump said, a pushy, obnoxious jerk with atrophied skin. And I find it amazing that someone with that
Much atrophied skin.
But also, I don't think he knows what atrophied
Trump's
means
face
because
is-
it's not. But
Trump's face is sliding off his skull. Have you seen all the
His face is here now.
Yeah, it is. He's
got more eye sockets and nose holes
It's a
here.
weird thing. He's got a neck badge.
he's got a face goiter.
He's got a
does,
pink Cadillac on his neck.
So anyway, so they're gonna do that, but then again, you have to investigate Trump then because Snoop Dogg got paid.
Ding.
Kid Rock got paid.
Ding.
Everybody-
Fucking magician off the street.
Yeah,
Ding.
According to the FEC, candidates can pay for endorsements even as long as they are listed as a campaign expenditure.
So it's actually legal.
Well, Harris campaign denied paying celebrities directly, claiming that money sent to Oprah $1 million, Beyonce $165,000, and others are event production expenses paid out in accordance with federal election law.
Oprah took $1 million.
Yeah, they didn't request an endorsement; they had them perform at events.
But if they don't perform, then it's an illegal campaign contribution, isn't it?
If they got the money?
Okay, let's say because to get Springsteen costs money, to get Beyonce costs money, to get Oprah costs money. So if they just did it for free, isn't that illegal? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like if they just go, wouldn't that be illegal if they just volunteer?
Here's what Oprah said. Usually I am reluctant to respond to rumors in general, but these days I realize if you don't stop a lie, it gets bigger. I was not paid a dime. She made a video. My time and energy was my way of supporting the campaign. For the live streaming event in September, remember she had you? My production company, Harpo, was asked to bring in set design, lights, cameras, the entire crew, producers, and every other item necessary, including the benches and the chairs we sat on to put on a live production. I did not take any personal fee.
So they built a set to get the production.
However, the people that worked on the production were paid. Yeah. End of story.
I was going to say, what was Oprah's performance? I mean, I know Beyonce has a show.
Well, she just said. I mean, the million was
like a talk show.
Set. No, they're saying but Beyonce, and then the song. I mean, and you have to come and pay for rights for that song, Freedom, maybe, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like crazy to me that like that he. Here's the saddest part of it. What I really got today, especially this Cuomo thing, what I really got is and taking a $400 million airplane. It's not going to stop. Yeah. We're going to have to fight.
We're
going to have to rise up. You get that, right? Not to be a dick, and I know this will be used in court or when I'm in El Salvador.
Rise up just means get out of our seats.
They're now sending them to Congo, the Republic of
Congo. Oh my God!
Did you see that? Am I right about that? I think that's
CCOT is full. Is that what we're saying?
Here's why.
Sent to a high crime prison. Let me look up.
Here's why we're going to fight, because we have a president. The man has been told. Mm-hmm. The courts have said, you can't do this. Stop. Go get Abrego Garcia. Go get these guys that weren't not given their right to process. To due process.
Habeas corpus.
And oh my God, Christine Nome, Jesus.
That's why
I've never seen the dumbest person I've ever seen.
Explain that. She is the
holy God.
She is one of the more powerful people in the world now,
and the dumbest person I've ever seen.
She was in front of Congress.
Well, you have criminal justice. Well, she's in front of Congress. One of the people interviewing her said, "Are you saying that? Can you tell me what habeas corpus means?" And she says, "Do you remember?"
No, I didn't. I read about it. I didn't see.
She said, "I know this one." Yeah. She said it gives Trump the legal authority to just kick people out
of the country, to deport people anytime they want
without habeas corpus.
This is the person who's in charge of our law,
and then
doesn't know what it meant.
Hold on.
And then there was a follow-up question to say, what article
Trump's
is it?
Right
what article? I don't know.
People.
And she says, I don't know.
It's number one.
Yeah, she
it's
doesn't
the
know.
First one.
That's awesome. Like if you were just pretending to read it, you would have seen that one.
It's the worst fourth grade report that you didn't study for I've ever seen.
It was habeas corpus is the presidential authority to deport individuals.
Ma'am, it's in the Cliff Notes.
Holy fuck! You know how dumb you have to be to say that out loud? There's cameras on you. You should fucking say that out loud.
She said the constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country.
What?
Has to be able to.
Holy shit.
She's the 5-year-old that is giving a book report and
that's
she didn't read
the dumbest
book.
person ever. Listen, I get D's and F's and I knew what habeas corpus was. That's crazy.
So Senator Hassan responded, correcting our Secretary of DHS, and said, habeas corpus is the foundational right that separates free societies like America from police states like North Korea. She then continued, do you support the core protection of habeas corpus, that the government must present a public justification to detain or imprison someone? Noam said, yes, I support habeas corpus. I also recognize that the President of the United States has the authority under the Constitution to decide if it should be suspended.
No, that's the whole point of the Constitution. That's why they wrote it down, because he doesn't. He doesn't have the... What the fuck we do?
It was to be opposite of kings, you stupid fucks.
Yeah. God. No kings. And so now you got to...
Stephen Miller said that the Constitution is clear, of course, that it is the supreme law of the land, but it's clear that the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus can be suspended at a time of invasion.
There's been no declaration of invasion.
No declaration. So just so you guys know, I'm going into this. The last time we used this, we suspended habeas corpus was during World War II, and we did it to the Japanese the Japanese citizens that were actually about to go fight Japan for us.
It was also challenged at the time.
Yeah, we put them in camps, and it's one of the most embarrassing, horrible, shitty things America has ever done. And there's a list. And there's a list. But it's up there. So do it again, and now and here's the thing. at least the internment camps were in America.
And
I would not ever say anything like at least.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, no, compared to now.
Well,
no, it's still horrible. At least it was local.
Yeah.
At least it was a local internment camp. Sorry.
You may have raped women, but at least you did it in their bedroom. Hey,
Home turf.
All right. Valid point.
You
valid
made
point.
it cozier.
Valid point. Okay. So they're sending these people to another country where there's another government they have to deal with. That's impossible. And so they are violating the courts. They are not following the rule of law. This means we're going to have to fight. This, you guys know that because you said it, they're making it normal. They're making it normal to not follow the law. And this is what I think. And I'll probably disappear one day, but I don't give a shit. It's not that popular.
We're getting there.
If
South Sudan, not the Republic of Congo.
Sudan? They're sending to Sudan?
A judge has just said that, and we'll go back to what you were just saying. I just wanted you guys, this was making me crazy. Judge said Trump administration violated his court order by deporting migrants to South Sudan. That's the new thing.
We need bouncers. I told you, we need a crew and they're just like firemen. Then they just fucking hang out and they cook chili until some shit goes wrong. And then they
just
show up
wash trucks
and they
all
go
day.
They have wash trucks. They have shiny trucks and chili. And then someone violates the law,
and they are handsome.
And one of if the Supreme Court violates the law, the bouncers show up. If the Congress violates the law, the bouncers show up. If the president violates, the bouncers show up.
There's a calendar for the U.S. bouncers.
They were from
Ray?
Cuba, Laos, Mexico, Myanmar. Remember what a problem you had with that? Myanmar, Vietnam. Yeah, and he sent them to South Sudan.
What's in South Sudan?
They already sent
currently.
them?
Oh yeah, that's why the judge said that the administration violated the court order.
So imagine this, people. Just imagine
to
this.
a very scary prison in South Sudan.
Imagine
South Sudan is. It's very.
I got it. You've established that. I think.
I don't know if people know.
Listen, El Salvador scared the shit out of me.
They have real pirates there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
There's like actual pirates.
I am the captain now. Yes,
that's South Sudan.
So let's be clear. We have a government now that is rogue, that is not following the law. They are actually picking up American residents and shipping them to other countries without citizens without due process, without seeing a lawyer, without seeing a judge, without letting their families know what's going on, without an ability to get bailed out, without an ability to stand for trial, nothing. We have a rogue fucking government violating the law. Now, once the government will not follow the law of that government, the citizens no longer have the responsibility to follow those laws.
We actually, we have a responsibility to
make sure that we get a government that we get rid of the government that won't follow our laws.
That's in our Constitution.
It's in the Constitution, exactly. So I am saying right now, and I know, and I just got chills in my heart. We're fucked. We're not gonna be a dictatorship. We are a fucking dictatorship. He's weaponizing the DOJ against Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo's already been fucking railed for this shit already.
He lost his job as governor.
Yeah.
It was dealt with back then, but Trump hated him back then because remember he would go on his brother's news show and they
beat
would
him up.
make fun of Trump. And
here's how bad Trump is. Andrew Cuomo got railed for the stuff that he did with the old folks' homes, right? Like he got railed and some women stuff. There was some women. There was some women. There was a little bit of a.
But at least he did it in his office,
a little bit
where they worked.
Yeah, it was assault adjacent. Let's just say that.
It was not. It was not okay.
So. Here's how bad Trump and Adams. Here's how bad they are. That the New Yorkers are like, can we fucking get this guy back? You know the guy we got rid of? Let's get that guy back. Because these fucking guys are psycho.
He even, it's things like Peter, what's his name from NBC, who questioned
Peter Jennings, not Peter Jennings, Scott Jennings.
No, it's Peter
Teal.
Peter.
You can't just say any Peter. It needs to be a journalist Peter.
What Peter?
Give me a journey Peter.
Journalist Peter.
Pan? I know. I'm looking for one specific person.
Piper?
Peter.
So
he asked, remember he questioned him today.
So they get done with the African president.
There you go.
He goes, yeah, so you're taking... Can you not Peter? Was it Peter Ducey?
Alexander.
Peter. Okay. He goes. Will you please talk about why you're taking a plane from Qatar? And Trump, like you want to talk about pure dictator fashion. Trump just goes, "What are you asking that for? What are you even talking about?" He goes,
Says you're not smart enough to be here. All you do is report fake news. What are you talking about? You ought to get out of here. You're a terrible reporter. He asks the president a question when the press is allowed to, and he's been called on. You're a terrible reporter. You don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. Brian Roberts and the people that run that place ought to be investigated.
Now,
that's why I brought it up.
Can I just say, person, woman, man, camera, TV?
But
and if you swear, I can say it again. Watch. Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Oh, you got extra points.
Thank you. I got extra points. That dude calling anybody else saying they're not smart is the funniest thing.
But the chilling thing is that he's starting to say this a lot about
you're going to be investigated.
Yes.
Bruce Springsteen. He's going to investigate Bruce Springsteen.
An American icon, a national fucking treasure.
But look, I mean, here's the thing. Remember what he did to Kathy Griffin, who was a wealthy person as well at the time. You can seriously F with people that keep their money in American banks and need to work in America or fly out of America.
Or around America.
Or whatever. She couldn't. She was put on the no-fly list.
So here's what we need to talk about. And this goes to the Tree of Liberty.
Say it like Ethel Merman if you're going to
This goes to the Tree of Liberty.
Every time you do, just do it so we don't get
Needs to be refreshed from time to time with the blood of tyrants and patriots. I don't know why you like that. It's the weirdest thing you make me do.
It's because they won't hear it.
Yeah, because everybody listening just
they're looking for you to be screaming that we're about to go, fight.
It's already,
I need you
by
to,
the way, just so you guys know, it's happening already. So this thing that's coming and
not.
What? This thing that's coming. By the way, how did the revolution? How did you guys pull this off? Well, we talked like Ethel Merman. No one listened. we talked in code. We were like the French Resistance, except we were the Merman Resistance.
You're like the what were they? The code.
What the Merman Talkers? We're Merman Talkers from the Wind Talkers instead of the Indians. We're the Merman Talkers. Go around the back. We need leadership.
Grab your gun. Grab your knife.
Time to fight for your life.
I was going to say, we roll at midnight. Yes. This episode brought to you by Vessi.
All right. The most comfortable shoes.
I'm not wearing mine.
I didn't have mine on.
You guys always wear them. I can't believe you don't have them on right now.
My Vessis, my low tops, I wear them. They are my 100% travel shoes.
Yep.
I also, when I drive to the cabin, it's like 7 hours. I have Vessis on. I've never had a shoe that when you put it on, it's funny. It's not even a lightweight shoe. It's like a real shoe, but it feels like a sock.
Yes.
Like it's so perfect.
Yes.
Every time. Comfortable. You wear them all the time. God,
I mean, my feet were just in there taking naps in those shoes.
The problem with you wear the Vessi Weekends. That's the ones that you're talking about. Yours are the high tops.
I have a pair of high tops too. I like them.
You have the high tops.
They look kind of moon shooty. I like
you have the Chelsea boot.
Yeah.
High tops. I have the Chelsea and the high tops like you have. I love these, but
so comfortable.
It's ridiculous. But the problem is that once you've worn them, you can't put on hard shoes again.
Yeah.
Like
other shoes.
Every other shoe is hard.
I had this problem.
Yeah.
And I don't wear Pumas, and I like them. After wearing Vessis, I'm like, these are uncomfortable.
It's
Why is this uncomfortable?
Because they're so light. They're not like Pumas,
stretchy.
They have like regular tennis shoes have that really heavy bottom, These are so light and cushy, and they're waterproof, which you guys have tested.
Yep.
Yeah.
You both have tested because we had rain here, but you and I tested ours in the snow at the cabin and sunk completely down getting to the house and had no problem. Actually, the water just beat it right dropped off of them. It was the weirdest thing ever. And they look good, so you can wear them one pair the whole day. Wear them to travel, wear them on stage, wear them out to dinner, whatever. We do love these shoes a lot, if you can't tell. So upgrade your daily routine with Vessi. You can shop now at Vessi.com/Titus and simplify your step. Embrace comfort and get 15% off your first purchase at checkout. Vessi.com/Titus. I highly recommend the oxblood colored
Yes.
Chelsea high top shoes. Those are my favorite.
I want to say that it's happening already. They've had ICE people show up at people's houses.
Yes.
The whole neighborhood came out and like flipped out on them. We are this close to shit breaking off.
Yeah.
Around the country. And I don't mean masses. I mean, it's little skirmishes are already starting to happen.
Yeah.
People are getting, when ICE shows up, they're getting a little more aggressive. We are heading towards a bad time. And it's weird to watch Trump get even more arrogant and become more of a prick.
Well, this Bruce thing is sort of marking a turning point because there's some confidence and some feeling like if a Bruce Springsteen comes out this hard against him, and then Eddie Vedder came out against it, and Neil Young did it. So there's going to be like this cascade, and it's going to start to spread where the whole country's going to turn against him, and the whole administration.
Well, and he's screwing with Medicaid.
Yeah.
No?
Oh, that's last night at 1 a.m. in the morning. They actually passed a bill to cut $500 billion from Medicaid.
Oh my God!
In a country that already has the shittiest healthcare system worldwide.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck are we doing?
And this goes to what we were just talking about, like how he actually could create problems for people like Oprah or Springsteen. The guy that he has picked, Billy Long, to head up the IRS,
right?
He was in front of Congress, refused to say that the president ordering an audit of an individual or organization or that an organization's tax-exempt status should be removed would be illegal. He would not say that.
Nixon did this. Nixon had the IRS on people.
Elizabeth Warren was questioning it.
Just so you know, guys, we're in a dictatorship. So do not question it. That's this podcast. I'm just telling you, we're here. We're already. Speaking of that, last week I asked for some names. I said, because everybody's coming up with names for Sweet Potato Hitler, and that was mine forever, Sweet Potato Hitler. And I'm going to give you. This is one guy. This guy. We have a dentist that has sent us some
3 pages.
A Wookie, 3 pages of stuff. He's
single-spaced.
He's pitching on his own, which is great. But let's go some of these. People, I'm going to read some of these. We'll talk about it as I go.
Single-spaced, 3 pages. What's his name?
I said Kim Jong Orange is what I call him sometimes. That's my other one. That's a new one I have.
Here, Ray, I'm going to give you a list.
That's a dentist.
There you go. You can take that list.
Who is this person that did 3 pages?
We got a shout out at Wookie. First of all, Star Wars, better than Star Trek. I stick by it. Fight me on that. Wookie gave us 3 pages of names. First of all, the fact that there are so many people so quickly had so many.
We hate this guy so much
for this piece of shit.
I like Whiny.
and I've never in my life.
Whiny the Pooh.
I'll
give him that. I'll give him that.
All right, it's Cantaloupe Caligula.
Yeah.
Cantaloupe Caligula is pretty good. Ho Chi Chins. Okay, honorable mention, I guess. Go ahead. You got something, Ken?
Toupee Fiasco.
Toupee Fiasco.
Yeah,
nice. I like. Okay, Toupee Fiasco. That's good. The Count of Mostly Crisco. That's good. Living it up at Mar-a-Lardo.
Lord of the Lies.
Ray, you want one? The Blob Father.
Napoleon blown apart.
The Orange Fanta Menace. The Orange Fanta Menace.
Commander in Tweet.
Oh, there you go. Trumple Thinskin.
Yeah, that's good.
A lot of these are just true.
Groper Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly.
Baron von Bankruptcy. Mar-a-Lardo. I like. You have that one too, huh? The Orange Wrecking Ball. Shout out to Springsteen.
Cheerleader Don Cheatham and Donald Clump.
Hair plug Hindenburg.
There you go.
These are pretty good.
Jabba the Putt. Tangerine Cumsplat. That's okay. That one's a little harsh. Copper Top Caligula. Go ahead, kid.
The Wall Whisperer.
What? Oh, he just walked into a wall yesterday.
Oh, did he?
He just turned and walked. He goes, "Thank you," and he walks and he goes right to a column like this, and someone touched him and he turned.
But Biden's
Biden's crazy.
Guys, Biden has.
Let's talk after. Let's talk about after. Let's talk about how great Biden is after this. Let's don't mix this.
Jabba the Trump.
Pumpkin Spice Palpatine.
Blonde Ambitionless.
Cheeto Mussolini, I've heard that one. Orange Julius Caesar, good. The Tangerine Palpatine. Donnie Demento, Scatface. It's interesting.
Captain Clown Shoes.
the Bankruptcy Bandit.
Spray Tan Spectre.
Agent Orange is good.
Donnie Diaper Fire.
Here you go. Is that Bull Twang Bozo. I don't know what that one is. Okay, that's all right. Little Lord Fart Leroy. Okay, all right. Then anytime farts, then you got to work. Someone called him simply the Great Pumpkin, which I thought was awesome.
That's just a nice simple
I like
one.
that.
That's good. Shitler. That's what they were doing that. Embarrassment in Chief, the Pumpkin Bumpkin, and I'm on my last page now. You get this guy. By the way, this guy wrote 50.
Oh, at least
Adolf Bronzer. The orange hemorrhoid. I like sometimes I like when people just cut to it. The orange hemorrhoid.
there's a lot of orange ones. That's good. That's fine.
I love Adolf Hitler. The Manchurian cantaloupe is my favorite. The Manchurian cantaloupe. That's just beautiful. Gunt-necked Cheeto. Gunt-necked. I don't even know if it's a word, but I like it.
The Wharton Warthog.
I like that one.
Stormy weathered.
Oh, Jerry Connolly died.
Jerry Connolly.
The
actor from
Democrat,
Stand By Me? Oh.
Virginia House Democrat. He was the head of the oversight committee. He had esophageal cancer and he didn't run again. He announced he wouldn't. But he was a good man.
Now they have to fill this.
No, he didn't run again. You know him. Remember him?
Oh, right.
He didn't.
I thought he didn't.
He said he wouldn't run again because
We also lost George Wendt.
Yeah, speaking of
Cheers.
losing
Who's that?
seats.
George Wendt from Cheers. Norm died.
Yeah.
Oh,
Norm.
why?
Norm.
Why?
He's 76
That's not old.
and fat.
No. Oh my
He's a drink. He goes every day to a bar.
God. Okay, guys.
I mean,
TV
God.
is not real
Can I
necessarily.
tell you that George Wendt was one of the funny. They were showing clips yesterday, and I was watching him. And the dude, I remember growing up watching Cheers and enjoying the show so much, and he was just always the perfect like sitcom foil for a dude that just sat there and didn't really do a whole lot. Brilliantly funny. Him and Cliff Clavin were such a balance. John Ratzenberger, just amazing. George Wendt and John Ratzenberger, just amazing.
His last name is now a verb.
Speaking of taking care of your body, this episode is brought to you by Huel. I don't know. I was like,
Human fuel.
If you're always busy,
Yes.
constantly going,
Yes.
and you're skipping meals, this is the time I highly suggest that you listen to us. Huel would definitely have you covered. It's HUEL, which he figured out was human fuel. I did not get that right away. We love the black edition ready to drink bottle shake. I don't know what that was, but
Martini. It's not a martini. Just so you know.
it's a game changer.
It's like a
is what
protein
it
shake
is.
martini.
You were actually reading the nutrition facts in it, which
Yep.
I was amazed by. 35 grams of protein. If you're trying to get your macros, that's nutty.
And it doesn't have that grindy. Like sometimes you take a protein.
Yeah, it mixes
drink.
well.
Yeah.
It's
It
not
doesn't have
chalky.
that. Doesn't have that. You're
It's
not.
good.
You're,
It's
yeah,
really
you're not
good.
like.
27 vitamins and minerals,
Yep.
high fiber, low sugar.
It's
that
a meal.
way
It's
you're
400
full.
calories.
Yes, you're full,
Yes.
and you can stay focused at work or school or whatever you're doing. You don't have to prep it. You just grab it and go. What's your favorite flavor?
What do we have at the house? Vanilla.
We have chocolate too. We have both.
I like the vanilla.
I like. I was gonna say chocolate, but actually, I really love. I don't know. They're both really good. I don't know. Maybe vanilla is my favorite. Perfectly balanced meal. It saves you time. Tastes really good. Also super affordable, which kind of blew my mind too, how affordable it is, especially to get a 35 protein gram meal for less than $5 is kind of
But also,
impossible.
you're hauling ass. We get up in a day, you'll slept too late, whatever's going on. Someone calls, got to go, and you're hungry. Like, I can't cook. I got to just snag it, crack it, drink it, and go.
Snag it, crack it. So new customers will get 15% off plus a free gift at Huel.com when you use promo code Titus. That's 15% off plus you get a free gift for new customers using our code Titus at Huel.com, HUEL.com. And then see the terms and conditions. You guys can figure that out. Skip the stress, not the nutrition. Try Huel today for complete nutrition bottled.
I love our ads because listen, I get people aren't happy about ads, but we only, and guys, this is from day one. I've said, ask Ray how many things I turned down Because I'm like, unless we use it, unless
Yeah.
it's great,
They're
we don't do
good,
it.
good
So
value,
when she
practical.
so whenever she brings a banana, I'm always like, oh, I love that.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like,
So they keep coming out with flavors, but so we are boring. We have chocolate and vanilla, but they
What's the
have
new ones?
salted caramel.
what?
Yeah,
Why don't we have
that's like
those?
my favorite. Cookies and cream.
What? Well, how
Banana.
about two?
I'm not a big banana fan. Cinnamon swirl.
Oh man, I love
Strawberries and
banana.
cream, coffee caramel, or you can just get unflavored, unsweetened.
No Reese's
if you're
peanut
just
butter cup?
boring. Well, you could combine a little bit of chocolate
Mhm.
and salted caramel and banana.
Possibly work it out.
I
Yeah,
don't-
that might work. Maybe, I don't know.
You would have to perfectly measure each one,
So-
shake it up.
So I want to talk about this plane thing from Qatar. So Qatar, okay, so it comes out later on that not only did they not offer it to him, Trump called and was like, "Can I have that plane?"
Oh, he asked for it.
Yes, look it up. He asked him. He brought it up. It's like this palace in the sky. And here's what I really get about this bloviating Jabba the Hutt douchebag. He doesn't really care about anything else except the best. Like we during the Springsteen, we have two different versions of the Armageddon that we do now. We do the supplemental Armageddon, which I write really fast if something big comes up. And going after Springsteen was something. So in the Springsteen one I wrote, I talked about what he said during 9/11. Now, you got to remember, 9/11 is still happening.
Yeah.
Like the smoke is still covered. The city is covered. The buildings are down. Firefighters are digging through rubble, and they interviewed Trump, and Trump goes, well, you know, it's one of those days. It's one of those days, you know, that was the tallest building. It was the tallest building, and now it's not there. And he goes, my building that I had for years was the tallest, and then the World Trade Center was the tallest, and mine was the second tallest, but now again it's the tallest.
But
and that was his interview.
Let me just interject right here.
'Cause he didn't know it.
The point was that he said it was an amazing phone call. When he was alerted that the Twin Towers fell, he said, "Oh, it was an amazing call. My building was the second tallest.
That's all he cares about."
Now it's the tallest."
There's people.
He was happy that his building was the fucking tallest.
There
now.
were still people surviving under rubble that they were digging out, and that's what he said.
Meanwhile, Bruce Springsteen is in Jersey looking out across the water,
Yep.
sees the smoke, sees what's happening, and says, a guy drove by and said, "Hey, Bruce, we really need you now." And that's
He
how
wrote The Rising.
came to
The
be.
Rising.
So,
Yeah, two different people. All I'm saying is they're not the same.
so the Department of Defense has said that he has told them that they need to figure out a way to rapidly upgrade the plane. And it's not just upgrading it, it's security.
Retrofit it.
clearing,
Well,
retrofitting.
people don't understand that the presidential Air Force One is not a normal airplane.
They need to put lasers.
It's got weapons. It's got
EMP
tracking
defense,
device, EMP
refueling.
defense. It's got radar. It's got everything that you need to defend the leader of the free world has to be in that plane. And he's just going to take this whore palace from Qatar,
which is
He
14 years
said,
old.
from the royal family. He said that he would like it perhaps by the end of the year because he wants to fly around in it.
But it can't be retrofitted in time.
No, they have to take it apart.
Boeing is building
saying
two right now.
The estimate is years to do all the work, but he's pushing them to have it
they
done.
can't. They can't because we can't. You can't put the people on the plane if you can't protect the. What is? I don't understand.
Actually, you know what? Maybe go ride the plane.
You know what? We're not going to fix it.
Go ahead. Exactly. Exactly. What are we complaining about?
You know what? Let them fly
Take
it out. Hey, what? Take the plane, fly it around, have some fun.
Because everybody's like, even Comey is being accused of threatening him now.
But here's the thing. Here's.
So how can they? What all you need to think about is that if they do take you and charge you, they're going to have to play you singing it as Ethel Merman in court. Nobody's going to convict you.
That's hilarious. What did he say? We're going to go. It's revolution. Let's take it over. Like
Everybody sings something for the law.
That's the funniest shit
The
ever.
defense.
They're like,
They plead
because
the
I'd
Ethel.
love to see Katie Tour, who, by the way, I think is closet MAGA.
I
Katie
can't
Tour
stand
bothers me.
her.
But just to go, and Mr. Titus was right, and they played his statement. La, da, da. That'd be awesome.
You're welcome.
But no. So how does how do dictators win? How do fascists take over?
Kill our will.
How do authoritarians? Well, when they do it by they put fear into everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're afraid, and Comey instantly was on TV the day after this happened, and he was like, "No, you can't. No, you can't." He was like talking mad shit. So I'm talking mad shit. This guy is the worst president we've ever had twice. He's the worst president ever twice. We actually there's a thing. Not only is he's the first worst president and the second worst president. Like,
he likes to double down.
He just gave himself second. I didn't think about that. He was so mad about that. And now he's both. So Andrew Jackson is third. Yeah. Wow. Wow. If you bump Andrew Jackson, wow. Twice?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't care, man. I don't care. I've done 10 specials. I'm fine. What I am pissed about is that you got these people that capitulate, these law firms that capitulated, these people that bent their knee to him. You need to understand, he doesn't give a shit. He's just going to push you harder.
He and MAGA were also...
He can fuck off is what I can... He can fuck off!
They were also posting things about, 86ing Biden. There's a bunch of those. I think he was doing it too.
Oh, that's 8647. Who said that? Comey did that.
That's
he showed a picture
in the seashells on
but
the
86
beach.
means just get rid of it. Throw it away.
Get rid of them.
Like impeach.
Yeah,
get
and
out.
convict for once.
Yeah, that worked.
Assholes.
We impeached twice. That worked. I have to be honest, man. We can bitch. A lot of people. By the way, I just want to say, the best president, one of the best presidents in the top 2 of my lifetime, President Biden.
Let's end with that because we still. Can we close with that today?
Sure. And we'll go over how great he was.
Because I hate doing that and then talking about asshole again. Because asshole.
I don't know why I feel like I need to speak.
People are going to hate this.
The revolution was Merman.
The most annoying revolution ever. That goes down in history.
His name is Robert Palmer. Her name is Ethel Merman.
Robert Palmer was the guy from Robert.
Addicted
Johnson.
to love.
No,
that's a better one.
Face it,
revolution.
No, wait. Paulson.
Oh.
That made me crazy. Wow. Robert Palmer. Yeah, that was all the slicked back.
They all
girls
you.
When
A
I
bunch
was
of
little.
girls looked exactly like
I
you.
remember
Rachel.
that.
It was 4 Rachels doing this.
They were so cool.
Terrible
I thought.
guitar players.
Looking back, though, it was really cheesy. So this new mega bill that they're pushing through Congress, that's why I was like, we can't talk about Biden and then talk about this. I was listening to
it's so effed up.
A leading economist on my way here say that this is the largest redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich in American history.
Yeah, and you just remember,
staggering.
Reagan convinced people that trickle down work.
Yes,
and I said, remember I did that. Well, I did a bit about it. Trickle down. Here's how trickle down works.
I like this.
Okay, here's trickle down. If we give the rich people
more money,
we give rich people more money, they will give it to poor people.
You don't remember the bit, do you?
I don't remember
the only time trickle down works is when I'm leaving the bathroom wearing light gray pants. That's what
I forgot that joke. But I mean, but that's the whole thing. Even because the poor people are like, well, give it to me, I'll trickle it up. That's how. By the way,
forgot your own.
That's
bits.
the problem with 10 specials. When you
damn. I can't remember 900 minutes. I can't remember the hour and 10 I'm doing now.
Exactly.
And I'm still working on it. So I got 900. I got to rehash. I don't have that much RAM.
Yeah, same.
I'm early 60s computer. I'm
Commodore.
Yeah, when it was a room.
They are 64.
That's why I have this giant head. There's no small chips in this.
So the Congressional Budget Office has reviewed
$4 trillion, right? It's going to.
They've reviewed it. Yeah, they have. That it's nonpartisan budget analysts found that this new bill would decrease household resources for the poorest Americans by 2%. 2%.
Get it by 2%
in the short term, and 4% in the long term by 2033. It would increase household resources for the wealthiest Americans.
It's going to make poor people poorer.
Mm-hmm.
which by the way, people who don't have any, there is no cushion.
Exactly.
It's going to take take more
2
from
to
them.
4%.
Got it.
And then increase household resources for the wealthiest Americans, thanks almost entirely to Republican tax breaks for the rich. It would increase the budget deficit by $3.8 trillion. Take health care benefits away from roughly 15 million Americans.
Jesus Christ.
Cut roughly $700 billion from Medicaid. That's and. Take health care away from more than 15 million and cut about $700 billion from Medicaid and would cut this is heartbreaking, $267 billion from SNAP, which is food stamps.
That's just a doll head. You're not buying $2 or $3 now.
Isn't that
Who needs
insane?
to-
You're buying someone who put a Barbie who put a firecracker in it.
Yeah.
That's
I
what you
never
get.
got more than one doll. What is he talking about?
Because he's the dumbest.
Who had that money to have?
You have to
through his
understand.
eyes.
You got to understand. This guy was born with hundreds of. His dad was already crazy wealthy. His dad, from what I've heard from a friend of ours who knows Mary Trump very well, said his dad was a vicious bastard.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump was raised under a vicious bastard. So he became a vicious bastard. And
He became a bully.
a bully. He's a bully. So, and so he doesn't have any concept of life, of real life. So you're going to have to, instead of 250 pencils, you're going to get 5.
Brendan Boyle, who is
What?
the ranking member on the House Budget Committee, put out a statement and said, this is what Republicans are fighting for, lining the pockets of their billionaire donors while children go hungry and families get kicked off their health care. CBO's nonpartisan analysis makes it crystal clear. Donald Trump and House Republicans are selling out the middle class to make the ultra rich even richer. Every word out of Trump's mouth about helping working Americans was a lie.
Is a lie. Can I say something about wealth? And I'm going to say something about wealth. So you and I have done okay in life, especially since I met you. Life's gotten much better. My ex took everything from me, and I had to start over again. Can confirm, and and you're getting better. It's going good for you.
Oh,
I thought you meant. I thought you meant I'm getting better at my job. You're doing fine. You're getting better at your
you're right.
job.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about my comedy is yes, we actually thank you. Yes, you've made it better.
Oh, you made it better.
So,
oh god.
but here's the thing: whether
Slow
you're doing CASA or whether I'm giving a guy on the street, $40, we give back. And
that's what makes it extremely difficult for me, because everybody should be required to do some sort of charitable work, I think, just to get some perspective.
If you don't want to go to the military,
rich or poor, or,
if you don't want to go to the military, you should have to go do something
and
work for the Salvation Army.
Seeing what I saw working at the Salvation Army, and now with CASA, it's a court-appointed special advocate for foster youth. Food stamps, taking away food stamps and Medicaid. You're taking health care
and food and survival
away from kids. I mean,
but also, what about the cancer? All the cancer research funding for children, all the children's cancer funding they cut. What about? So we've got these assholes, and here's what they're doing. You've got people that are already worth hundreds of millions to billions of dollars. When we had the robber barons, it's funny. You look back. I can look back fondly into the early 1900s, the history of it, and look at the robber barons, the Carnegies, the Mellons, the Rockefellers, and go. They built museums and shit. They built museums, and they were
donated mansions,
it was a write-off, but they still did it. They built hospitals, the Mellon Center. They did shit with their money, and they were still billionaires. We've got people right now in this country, Elon Musk, one of them, worth so much money. There's no Musk hospital. There's no Musk wing in the cancer ward. It's the
Kardashian.
There's no Kardashian hospital.
Thank you.
And you know what? Here's the thing. You can't spend $1 billion. If you had $1 billion, you can't spend it.
Yeah.
It's more like now with those people, the next words would be sex tape or 11 baby mamas or
impeachment
accusation, whatever, allegedly. It's like there's no, Mackenzie Scott.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
Bill Gates.
Mackenzie Scott.
Bill Gates and Melinda Gates.
And Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban now,
Mark Cuban. So we've got
if you guys haven't looked it up and you do need more affordable pharmaceuticals. That didn't sound right, but we could all use some
Hey,
affordable
tell you what, go,
pharmaceuticals.
Mark Cuban, you meet him in his corner. It's 4 o'clock. He's there for about 10 minutes, but you got to go.
Why does pharmaceuticals sound
It sounds
so
weird. It's like-
suspect?
Yeah,
you,
so-
what you said, if you need cheaper pharmaceuticals, that's the way you said it.
I guess saying cheaper drugs doesn't sound...
Yeah.
Prescriptions. There you go.
you go.
Look up Mark Cuban's company because he's doing something really cool. This episode brought to you by AG1. Speaking of things pretty cool, they just launched their next generation AG1. Same single scoop of the powder once a day, however you want to have it. In a shaker bottle is what we do. But it now has upgraded vitamins, minerals, and probiotics. And these are all clinically backed. So they've raised the standard in testing. They're the only, I believe, the only company that puts out this kind of product that actually clinically tests and improves on their formulas.
All I know is when I do my AG1 drink, about 20, 25 minutes after it, I have a sense of calm come over me that this acidity in my stomach goes away from my coffee usually, because I usually have to have coffee. And that's what the guy
It does
developed.
help with
That's
that.
what the guy developed it for, because he had stomach issues.
This kind of sets the tone for your whole day.
It really does.
It's so this next gen AG1 was in years of development. They did 4 clinical trials. So I was not wrong. One of the most clinically backed greens powders, which all that means, it sounds extra, but they actually went into a lab and tested it and to see what it did and to make it better, which I really love. It's not just somebody dumping some crap into some powder to make
There's
money.
been some people, there's some powders out there that have had some weird shit happen. Like they go,
Yeah, they're shady.
how much metal is in there?
Yeah.
Like, why is there aluminum in this? But AG1 is awesome.
It really is. And like I've told you guys this before, but now I do carb-free protein powder,
I
AG1,
started doing this. It's great.
colostrum,
Uh-huh.
and then I also do the chocolate performance colostrum if I'm about to work out, and collagen,
Mhm.
and the D3K2 drop.
It is like a health smoothie.
It is.
It's awesome.
Your body is like Ethel Merman
Yeah,
as soon
yeah.
as you have it.
Ready to work out. Let's flex and do it.
Oh my God, that's Ethel Merman working out. Let's flex and do it. Oh. Now clinically backed with an advanced formula, it's perfect time to try AG1 if you haven't yet. We've been drinking it almost 2 years now, and it's because we love them.
Can confirm it works.
You can subscribe today and try the next gen of AG1. If you use this link, you're going to get a free bottle of AG1, that D3K2 I told you about, and a free AG1 welcome kit, and 5 of those new upgraded AG1 travel packs with your first order, the ones that are the tube shape now. So now they
Easier to
fit
put in the
your
bottle.
water
So
bottle.
much easier to put in the bottle.
So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/Titus to get started with AG1's next gen and notice the benefits for yourself. That's drinkag1.com/Titus.
Want to talk about one last thing before we talk about Biden. We keep talking about Trump. The fucking clowns that he has hired, Christine Nome, Kash Patel, Don Bongino. I watched them on interviews. I watched them doing press conferences. And I'm like, you people are so unqualified to be, you scare the shit out of me. Kash Patel?
Kash Patel with his stupid little elf boots.
But you guys scare the shit out of me. Like, because here's the thing, guys, we pay taxes to make sure that we have the most competent people, and that rarely happens.
Yes,
but then
we're paying them.
and then I go watch Buttigieg talk, and I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh God! Or you see someone from the Trump administration, I mean the Biden administration, start talk about what's happening, and Weissman, you just people that are actually know the fucking jobs and know what the Constitution says.
Who's the guy who is the Treasury Secretary who does all these interviews about the economy is great, and they're just like stupid mouthpieces.
He's super rich and stupid.
Yeah.
He's the one, isn't he the one
Bennett,
that said
Bennett.
that his mother wouldn't miss her
She wouldn't miss
Social
She's not
Security
going to miss her
payment?
Social Security because
She's not going to call the first month, maybe the second month, and
Oh,
the
I'm thinking
people
of
that
somebody
call
else.
the first month, they're criminals. That's how we find them.
So
What?
so people
Who
are
are you
actually
thinking
using
of?
their checks to live on, and
Who are
he's
you
saying
thinking
my
of?
mom.
The guy that looks like a puppet.
No, he's
like
in charge. He's in charge.
Dudley Do-Right kind of puppet guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't narrow it down with
doesn't?
Trump's people.
Oh.
But
So is he a white guy?
He's a
So wait,
white
hold on.
guy.
He's a white man.
Yes.
Oh, that narrows it way fucking down.
a woman that looks like a Fox News host
Oh
with
my
more
God.
makeup than ever
And
invented.
Hegseth has no.
Ugh.
There is no accomplishment. There is nothing. The man is.
He has a cool
opposite.
tattoo
Yeah, he's a cool tattoo.
and
Yeah.
a pocket square.
Yeah, if you wear a Klan hood, he's got a great tattoo.
No, his
If you
We the
wear a
People.
Klan hood, that tattoo's great.
They
So-
have charged a sitting member of Congress, the Democrat from New Jersey, that was outside protesting
All right.
at
So,
the
so
ICE
people, stand
center.
up, don't comply, rise up. Stand up, don't comply, rise
Oh,
up.
God.
There is no. I'm telling you, the only.
They have charged a sitting member of Congress for peacefully protesting.
No. She just walked in. Just check it. They were just trying to. They were saying, "Hey, we're at Congress. We get to look at this facility. We get to see
she
how
was just
you're
trying to
holding people."
Go in?
They get to go
It's in connection with, she's been charged federally in connection with the assault of federal law enforcement officers outside of the ICE detention
They
facility.
didn't assault anybody,
What a mess. What a fucking cluster.
Well, I don't know.
guys.
It says
I
there's.
hate being right
so
about this.
If you look at the video footage, it says that she was in the middle of a scrum. I don't like that word. Of
don't like
people
grumble.
seeking to stop the arrest of Newark's mayor and enter the ICE facility.
Well, they
As
were.
a sitting member of Congress, she does have the legal right to
Yep.
enter the facility, although she does not have the right to, hit any
She
cops
didn't hit anybody.
for sure.
She didn't hit anybody.
Before bringing charges against a sitting member of Congress, current DOJ rules that have now been paused dictate that federal prosecutors must confer with the public integrity section. That section is required to sign off before any charges are filed, and none of that happens.
So they're not following the rule of law. They're not following any of the Constitution. They're denying legal orders from judges. They're saying no. They're actually deporting residents and citizens to other countries. Guys, we're not. I'm not bullshitting. I mean, this is, and I'm watching the news once in a while. There was a dust up, and you see ICE and people going after ICE, and I'm like, this is coming.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming. It just hasn't blown up yet.
So did she?
So buy eggs. Get some eggs.
And AG1.
AG1 and some
And-
water.
and
Make
fuel.
sure you got some water, people.
So she's there. I don't know. I mean, if she put her hands on a law enforcement officials, that's not acceptable. It looks like she's just wrapping her arms around some older people because they're pushing. And so it doesn't look like.
And guys, if you comply with a guy like this, and this is the history, if you agree, if you bend a knee for this guy and all the illegality and unconstitutional bullshit he's doing, he will keep doing it. He's not going to stop because, okay, we'll let him do that.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
And we've seen it from day one. Okay, we'll let him do that. And the next day he fucking does something else. Next fucking day he does something else. I
So
wish.
Let's talk about.
And Cory
The
Booker.
good guy.
Can I say about Cory Booker? Cory Booker approves Jared Kushner's dad to become the ambassador to France. And Cory Booker.
Yeah, I heard that.
He
Voted
just
for that.
He just lost.
What happened?
Cory Booker, the guy who's like standing
Right,
up to
right.
25
I know
hours,
who
like
Cory Booker
all of a
is.
sudden we go, all right, Cory Booker. He
Rosario
voted
Dawson,
for ex fucking con Jared Kushner's dad to be the ambassador to France. Voted for it. So Cory Booker out.
Yep.
So I am tired. We do have to say that we got some bad news. Cancer is just really not focused. Cancer needs to go after the right people.
I know. I don't understand that. And it's so true. The good die young. Although he's not, the thing about this that kills me.
Well, tell us what you're talking about.
So Biden has been diagnosed with cancer, prostate cancer, extremely aggressive prostate cancer that is now spread to his bones.
Stage 9.
So
He actually said that.
Yeah, she said
Trump
that.
actually said it was stage 9 cancer.
I heard Junior call it stage 5.
No, Trump said stage 9 yesterday.
It's 4,
Yes,
but there
Junior
is no
did-
stage
Junior
9.
did say it. There's no 5.
There's no 5.
Yeah, there's no 5. Yeah.
That's why when I read Junior tweeted or truthed it out, and I was just like, he didn't. the intent of his message was awful anyway.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even know there's not a state. How out of touch are you?
Can we say what an asshole this entire family? The
Well,
asshole
look,
DNA that rages through this family.
They're evil.
Trump Jr. said-
New York Post has an oncologist questioning in today's paper Joe Biden's prostate cancer diagnosis timeline. Fox News.
Who gives a shit? Why does this all this
Jill
matter?
Biden is accused of elder abuse by a Washington Post columnist for pushing him to seek re-election. Now, New York Times is trying to cover and say he didn't get the diagnosis until last week. It's like, why? What?
Why go after
He's
this guy?
dying of cancer.
And also, you've got the biggest asshole we've ever had running for president doing horrible shit, violating the law on a daily basis, and you're going after Biden?
Yeah, right.
Biden saved our asses. What are you guys talking
House
about?
Republicans have now opened an investigation, of course, I'm sure
Into?
it's, what's his name, into his health. House Republicans are going to zero in on the auto pen use as part of investigation into his
What does
health.
this mean, the auto pen? Trump signed almost everything his first term with the auto pen. Do you know that? What does this have to do with anything? Every president uses the
Auto pens have been used in the White House to generate signatures for decades.
Yes.
Barack Obama being the first president to use it to sign legislation. They're now saying auto pens, they're seeing it as a key line of attack as they reopen a probe into Biden's mental acuity and his ability to perform as president.
So Trump was
the
doing
man's
it.
dying.
Hold on. They're pissed because this is what they got on Biden, that he used DocuSign.
You used Adobe Acrobat.
This is
this what they got?
PDF.
Fucking Comer. That guy,
Yeah.
James Comer. He said,
She doesn't usually talk like that. She hates this guy.
I can't stand him because he talk like he do interviews
takes,
like
go ahead.
this. Ugh.
He's
We're
frank.
focused on the auto pen. Yes. Who was making the decisions? Who was authorizing his signature? Was it him?
Just want to point out that yesterday Trump said thank you at a mic and walked into a pole. I just want to say that yesterday. It just happened yesterday. He said thank you very much. Walked into the pole. They grabbed him, turned him, and he kept walking. But here's why I know that Trump's in trouble. Here's why I know, because they're going after Biden.
In trouble how?
Yeah, he's gone. Andy's dying.
No.
He's out of office.
He's going to be gone.
Andy's
and gone.
dying.
No. Because every time something here's what Trump has taught these people. Every time something is happening here, blame them. Now you remember Trump's first wife said he had Mein Kampf on his special. One of Goebbels' big things was always accuse your opponent of what you're doing. Yep. So when it comes to the election was rigged, he's still they're going to teach in Oklahoma that the 2020 election was rigged against Trump. Now, why would you give a shit? Because we're going to have them on again. We had Election Truth Alliance on, and you go to that episode, people, you'll see how bad this election was rigged. I'm going to say it. It looks like it was rigged. Yeah. In my opinion, seeing all the stats, it was rigged. Yep. That's in my opinion. And the stats kind of show that it was rigged. So now what's happening is, so what they do is they know that Trump is losing it. Watch him when they interview him. Watch Trump when they ask him a question. He'll go, I don't know about that. You're going to have to ask so-and-so.
I have seen that a lot. He never did that before.
He knew. He always knew.
I'm in charge of everything. Yep. I run everything. Yep. And now he does deflect
I don't know. You're going to have to ask so-and-so. So I think Trump, and then watching him walking on the pole yesterday, I thought, oh, he's losing it. So now, instead of everyone focusing on Trump, they're going to focus on Biden. I want to say one of the worst. Here's what a horrible person says. It gets announced that Joe Biden, the guy who stepped in after Trump had totally screwed up COVID, 1 million died on his watch because of him. And John Jr. gets on, announced, he goes, here's how evil and dumb this guy is. He goes, I can't believe Dr. Joe Biden didn't know that he had cancer. She's a doctor of education.
That's what he said.
Fucking moron.
He said that Dr. Jill Biden didn't recognize her husband had stage 5 cancer. That's what it was.
There's like 7 dumb things in there, and then to not know anything. And then today they said, I saw a video where they were interviewing Don Jr. and they go, what do you think that maybe you'll run after your dad runs? Don Jr. goes, you know what, man? I would be up for that. I think
other dictators throughout history have been known to have wow, he's got a high IQ. They're like these weird sociopathic, but they've got high IQs.
And say what you will about Putin, he's been in the KGB since he was like 15 years old. Yeah.
How do we have the dumbest?
Because we're America.
Yep.
Well, so this new book is coming out called Original Sin. Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson from Axios. President Biden's decline, its cover-up, and his disastrous choice to run again. In this book, they talk about why George Clooney wrote that op-ed, because they're saying that at that campaign event where Clooney and Julia Roberts were, that Biden did not recognize him. And so they're releasing this book. Also, the audio has been released of Biden's interview with special counsel Robert Hur. Remember when he elected not to charge?
These guys Roosevelt was in a wheelchair, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they hid it from the entire country.
These guys, Clooney would have gone, he's got a wheelchair! He's in a wheelchair!
Well, if what it says is true, I guess he was pretty bad off that night. But it's pretty brutal that after what he's done for the country, and not only that, and for the world,
50 years ago,
he also had moonshot. He was trying to find a cure to cancer, and Trump shut it down.
And I also want to say this. Okay, let's say this. I will give you this. Let's say Joe Biden lost his mind and it was gone. He was on dementia. He was peeing in corners in the Oval Office, or just scared because he couldn't find a corner in the Oval Office. So he was peeing. It was
weekend at Biden's.
It was weekend at Biden's.
Yes.
They were propping his ass up with a stick. At that time, he still created 12 million jobs.
Yes.
We stopped COVID. Yep. We actually had the infrastructure
bill. He did have
bill.
the best people.
We had the Recovery Act. We had the CHIPS Act. We basically
infrastructure plan.
We had 3 million people more got health care. Like, what I don't understand is like insulin. But we capped at 3. We had, what else did Trump destroy when he came in?
Did infrastructure?
Oh my God! Really get kids college debt.
That's
he got people out of college debt.
Comer said the committee is going to be reaching out. So the man this is serious. It's in his bones. The committee will be reaching out to people in and around Biden's orbit as a part of their investigation as soon as this week.
To what?
And then possible public hearings.
And to what?
They cannot let this poor man die.
But investigation
in peace.
For what? Like what?
To see who was actually running it, who was actually using the auto pen.
Yeah, by the way, what the fuck?
Couldn't you just it doesn't matter?
Yeah,
it's auto arm.
It doesn't matter because
who was
honestly,
operating the auto pen? This is a very serious thing, Trump said.
After the worst fuck up in 100 years, we had a pandemic. And then we had the worst guy possible who literally wanted us to inject disinfectant. Said it. Maybe we could do it like a cleaning.
Oh, Trump. Oh, aha.
You find it?
Trump is saying if Biden used the auto pen to sign all of those preemptive pardons of Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and everyone, that staffers, members of Congress, DOJ staff that investigated January 6th, that he's saying they may be invalid. So if they can show that he was in cognitive decline.
Hold on. I'm going to be asked about something. Did all 1,600 of the people he let go for January 6th, did he sign every single one?
His auto pen's better.
Did he sign every single one of those? Can you look up how they were signed? Were they signed with auto pen? Because
sure they were.
If they were signed with auto pen, that would mean that all 1,600 of them could go back to jail.
That doesn't matter because he's in charge. It's just, you're right. It's just deflect. Tear down Biden. Do whatever you can.
But do you understand?
He did a blanket pardon.
Do you understand what a petty bitch?
He did a proclamation.
So wait, what a petty bitch you have to be. So this man is dying of cancer. This man who, by the way, showed you up in 1,000 ways and for you, showed you up on the daily, bitch. And you're going to have to go after him. What's going to happen now is I think more people are going to examine Biden's record and go, of course you want to go after him. He made you look like an asshole. He made you look like not just an asshole, an inept loser asshole who killed. We were stacking bodies. I'm so pissed. Guys, this is going to be, I get that Ethel Merman is not going to save me. I listen, I want to be honest and then we'll wrap this up. I have love this country. There's no other place in the world where I could start stand-up comedy and have the freedom of speech to do the stand-up comedy the way I do it. There's no other place in the world where I would have the freedom to just start my own business. No other place where I had the opportunity where people are like, okay, you're a DF student and you do that good. All right. There's so many other places where because of social status or because of education, you can't do that, or because the government's shitty. And now we have the shitty government. We have a shitty dictatorship. Guys, don't kid yourself. It is a dictatorship now. People in Russia have cars, they have gas, they drive, but they live under a dictator. People in Hungary live under a dictator. We are currently in a dictatorship. No bullshit. He went after Springsteen.
Yeah.
That's
where we draw the line.
All right, 2 years ago. And now it's time for 2 years ago.
We're going to workshop that.
All right.
That's that jingle. Okay. Better days with the Highlander.
There you go. It's better days with the Highlander. Yeah.
2 years ago, this day. First of all, every week we can point to something that Biden did that was actually helping us.
And
here's another one.
Every day we can point to stuff that Trump's doing that's hurting us.
Yes, multiple. Yes. This day, 2 years ago, Biden administration announced actions to protect youth mental health, safety, and online privacy. The Department of Education, remember that, will promote and enhance the privacy of minor students' data and address concerns about the monetization of that data by commercial entities.
So he was stopping Google and everybody from taking their data and mining it for money and sending you ads that you just talked about with your friends. Got it?
Yep.
So he was trying to make everybody safer and actually keep promoting freedom.
And not side with the corporations.
I don't know where this goes, man. I mean, in history, I know where it's gone in history, and it's not good.
Yeah.
All right. So to Joe Biden and his family, we all are saddened by what's going on with you. We wish you a recovery. We wish you have the best doctors in the world, unless Trump has cut those off. I don't understand the darkness and evil that we're currently living in. I do not understand it. It bothers me to no end. And the thing is that people keep kind of have this blind eye to it. It's going to be okay. I'd like to say he told Walmart, remember the tariffs were supposed to be paid for?
Oh, yeah.
No. China pays the tariffs.
This week, it's a tax on other countries.
This week he told Walmart, eat the tariffs. Don't raise your prices.
But wait, it's a tax on other countries.
Well, I thought I thought China paid them. This lying fucking hump who does not stand for democracy. He does not stand for you. He does not stand for anything that is in that Constitution. To you people that continue to back this douchebag, you better question yourself. You should question if you're an American or not. Because if you back this asshole who's everything again, he's violating court orders. And people are like, you know what, man? I guess what's going to happen is that, he's got to do what he's got to do. Well, then you're not an American.
He's actually put his face, a huge, giant picture of himself
in front of the USDA.
Yeah, it's like it's giving North Korea.
Holy crap. Where they've got gigantic murals of
just his head.
Their dear leader.
And a man who couldn't march with the military because he had bone spurs is throwing himself.
Saddam Hussein did that too.
A $42 million military parade while children have all of their food money cut. Ooh. God bless America. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out. There's always only one.